Invisible Children exists to bring a permanent end to LRA atrocities. Their corporate headquarters are located in San Diego, California, and they currently have about 100 employees. They have a functional structure, and from the 2011 annual report, Invisible Children have had annual profits of $4,870,457, with a sale of $3,295,722.
Ben Kesey, Executive Director and CEO, displays charismatic and servant leadership styles. Some leadership truths he exemplifies are the greatest leaders are the greatest learners by utilizing available resources of his community to continue his personal growth when challenged about his beliefs. He decided to make a difference by creating activism to raise the awareness of what was happening in Africa. He exemplifies that he can't do it alone by enlisting the help of others around him to continue the awareness in a viral format through digital media channels.
But in issues of social justice or in issues of values, the people lead and the leaders follow. And that's been really inspiring to us at Invisible Children, because for so many years, we were just average young people. I was 23. We didn't have any connections to anyone. But that message then, when you share that with young people, it resonates, because it says anyone can be a part of changing the world. Just changing yourself changes the world. It feels like you just are on a natural path. You're not even given a choice. This is how it feels. It wasn't a conscious choice. I want to go and be successful in the traditional way. And so finding ways that we can all be mentors and role models to young people so that we give them a different thing to aspire towards. We actually use Facebook way more than email as a mode to communicate. And for instance, a couple weeks ago, we had a student, a 19-year-old, who wrote an open letter. She posted it on Facebook that basically said, our organization, Invisible Children, talks about the inherent value of all human life, but she challenged us and said, can I ask, how are you promoting the inherent life of someone, even Joseph Kony? And our whole staff, we read it and we were like, ooh, yikes. And I wrote, personally, I wrote back on the public forum, in all sense and purposes, we're not. And that's changed our organization. And I've never met her. I don't even know where she lives, but when you act...
Jason Russell, co-founder and chief creative officer, displays charismatic and servant leadership styles also. Leadership truths he exemplifies are values drive commitment by displaying passion for his work in other countries and even in his home life as a father and husband, continually evaluating his intentions and motivations for things he is working on. Also, displaying leadership is an affair of the heart by allowing his desire to help others and give them a brighter future be the driving force behind his work with Invisible Children.
To be honest,
Yes.
truly,
Yeah.
your masterclass changed my life.
You're kidding.
Totally. Honestly.
Really?
It really did. The main thing was intention rules your life.
That is true.
Once I got that,
Everything changes.
it did. I mean, that's the result. Coney 2012 is a result of that. It was like, we are gonna make him famous. Let's put every intention into it. And even in intention with your relationships, like, what do I want out of my marriage? What do I want to be a father, intentionally being a father? What does that look like? And
most people don't, they're just sort of ambling through.
Right.
But no, when I got that principle, I would say everything in my life changed. It was the greatest gift reading that. What was your intention with Invisible Children?
the intention has always been, can we end this war? We, not Invisible Children, we, not Americans, we as the human body, can we see these children as our own children? Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Can we stop Joseph Kony?
Invisible Children's primary focus is on the Lord's Resistance Army, or LRA, conflict through an integrated four-part model that addresses the problems in its entirety. The immediate needs and long-term effects through media, where they create films to document LRA atrocities, introduce new audiences to the conflict, and inspire global action. Mobilization, where they mobilize massive groups of people to support and advance international efforts to end LRA atrocities. Protection. They work with regional partners to build and expand systems that warn remote communities of LRA attacks and encourage members of the LRA to peacefully surrender. And then Recovery works to rehabilitate children directly affected by the LRA and invest in education and economic recovery programs in the post-conflict region to promote lasting peace. They have a very strong, tight-knit community because their whole company is founded on building that community. The more in it, the greater awareness created.
The employees are motivated to do their jobs because helping others makes them feel good, and at Invisible Children, they get to see people's lives change for the better right in front of them. Some employees get the chance to travel to Africa where they get to meet the people they are trying to help. The staff also gets little rewards, like recently, the Ben & Jerry's ice cream truck went to the headquarters and the company bought everyone ice cream. Although the company uses primarily intrinsic rewards to motivate its employees, people feel better about themselves when they can help others, even in the slightest way.
There are 3 parts to the structure of Invisible Children's company. The first is the team, made up of 2 parts, a U.S. portion consisting of 30 members led by Ben Kesey and Jason Russell, who make the decisions. And the second portion is based in Africa, consisting of 70 members, which is led by the locals engaging in the campaign where they have a regional ambassador who makes the decisions. The second part of the structure is the board of directors, made up of 10 members, which is led by the board chair, Carrie Stover, and Ben and Jason serve as board members. Last is their advisory team, made up of a group of 34 members of varying leaders and various backgrounds and companies. Some of the advisors include film directors John Chu and John Turteltaub, musician Pete Wentz, and actress Denise Vasi and Sophia Bush.
The leaders mainly show envisioning and enabling charisma. The leaders set high expectations for helping people and motivate everyone with sharing the vision of helping the people who need it most. They support everyone's ideas and are compassionate when hearing what other people have to say about the issue. Invisible Children uses Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and blogging in order to connect with supporters and spread news about what is happening within the organization and within their cause. It is effective because having accounts with multiple social media platforms can reach different target audiences. They mainly post positive stories for people to see the good that they are doing and how they can help raise awareness. They also post open-ended questions for viewers to think about what goes on outside of their community. Some posts were a bit lengthy, however, and if they shortened the captions up a little bit, the viewers scrolling through their news feeds would be more likely to stop and read them.
Invisible Children is an organization founded to bring awareness and stop the Lord's Resistance Army in Africa, creating awareness through media and empowering people through mobilization to increase the amount of protection for the locals in Africa, and pursuing to offer them a place for recovery from the atrocities forced on them by the LRA.